From phishing emails to fake tech support calls to romance scams and bogus online stores, internet scammers have always had countless tricks up their sleeves. And today we'll be talking about one of the most heinous scams out there that no one is really talking about, or at least isn't as popular.
So we're going to start with this money map. You guys good with that?
This is the great secret of my life.
It
The
improved
thing
my life
that has made
dramatically.
me.
Now I'm a millionaire because of it.
Our business was
So I like that. How many of you like him as the favorite?
Dude, just
Thank you. Compare yourself to somebody else.
how do you think about money? The way you think about money. And to do that, I'm going to bring up my partner.
Take Grant Cardone 10X conference.
And that's why we do the 10X Growth Conference.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I know this content is technically new here, and I wanted to start a series called Behind the Curtains, where we go into deep dives and talk about things that we see on the internet, things that people probably don't talk about as much, but I just wanted to go into a lot of deep dives here. We're going to be covering all topics from scams to a lot of things that we do see in the world right now. If you do like topics like this, do give that subscribe button a little hit at the bottom below, and also turn on your notification bell just so you never miss our latest content. If you also do have topics that you want me to go into, or rather do a behind the curtain series on, just reach out to me on Instagram or Twitter. My handles are down below. Now let's begin. Today, we'll be diving into a topic that affects millions of people and are also affecting millions of people today as we speak. And those are course scammers, or as I would like to say, prosperity scammers. Because these digital con artists are becoming more and more sophisticated every day. And I believe it's crucial to stay informed and protect yourselves and your loved ones just so you don't fall victim to those. But first, let's break down the psychology behind these scams. Why are they so effective, and how do scammers manipulate our emotions and our vulnerabilities to get what they want? Everyone in the world is going through hard times right now. You are, your neighbor is, your mom, your dad, whoever you know that's close to you has a hard time right now, especially as the world is. Inflation is high, cost of living is high, and people are struggling as it is, which is honestly a great opportunity and a breeding ground for scammers like this. Because us as human beings, we always want to improve ourselves, our families, our businesses, our careers, and so many other things that we do want to improve. There's that need to always level up in our life. And as human beings, we never run out of that drive to level up. So how does this come into play? Let's say you're just sitting on your break from work, you're back from school, you're back from work, wherever you are, maybe even on your work computer, and you're scrolling through social media, or most commonly YouTube. You're watching YouTube and you come across an ad. Your initial thought is to obviously skip the ad because what you're watching is more important than what the ad has to say. But as we all know right now, you can't immediately skip ads. If you could, that would be lovely. But no, YouTube has changed the algorithm, so that's great. You can't skip the first 10 seconds of it. So right now they have 10 seconds to grab your attention. You're just waiting for that timer to run out, but you hear something that catches your attention between that time. And let's start by calling it an authority and a credibility hook. Now, what happens is that scammers often pose as experts or successful entrepreneurs, complete with fake credentials and professional looking websites. And this makes us likely to trust what they're saying more because they have the social proof. They make $50,000 a month and they were able to quit their full-time job and also are spending more time at home with their family, all for working 5 hours a week. Who wouldn't want that? I believe that's everybody's dream job, to just work 5 hours a week and make $50,000 a month. They sell this to you. They tell you, hey, do you want to make $50,000 a month? This was how I was able to do it. I grew up with nothing. I slept in my car. I didn't have a house. I had massive amount of debt, which we all do. Now I'm able to pay off all my debt and even make more income than I could ever think of making, all by working 5 hours a week where I can spend time with my family. Does that sound familiar? Because that is the exact pitch they use. I know, I watched a lot of videos. They leverage our tendency to trust authority figures, even if that authority is completely fabricated most of the times, or even all the time. We see examples of this by people we've never heard before, partnering with big people in the industry, people like Kevin O'Leary, which is a famous Shark Tank member. He's a famous shark. If you know about Shark Tank, it's basically a show where aspiring business owners come to pitch their companies to the sharks, either for a startup pulling up production funds, and in exchange for a percentage of their company, the sharks help them secure the necessary funds, connections, and the expertise they need to succeed their business. We've seen multiple success businesses from this, so that definitely works. They partner up with people like that, and so you have that credibility because I know that this shark is basically a giant in the industry, so anything he has to say is definitely something I would want to hear.
Watching a lot of Shark Tank. This was like one of our shows that we were watching. And then because, as you know, your phone is always listening to you, I started getting ads when I would scroll on Instagram of Kevin O'Leary live in Edmonton.
If you're watching this video, that means I'm on my way to see you in your town. I want to talk about money.
A guy comes out. I've never seen this guy before. He comes out there and he starts talking about, my name is blah, blah, blah. We're so excited to have Kevin O'Leary here tonight. Who's excited? Blah, blah, blah.
Next is the social proof. You see tons of glowing testimonials, success stories that make it seem like everyone is benefiting from their courses and their master classes or memberships. And this taps into your natural inclination to follow the crowd.
The tennis movement had really improved my life dramatically.
Now I'm a millionaire because of it.
Our business was at $2 million. This year we're on projected to do $25 million.
Our revenue went up 29%.
We've already got our tickets for next year as well.
Before we even started, I could go home right now and I got my money's worth.
My coach was so huge in that I derailed and she was there to catch me and get me back on track.
There's 50 different things that I wanted and my coach is incredible.
It took me to a different level.
We all have that natural inclination. That's why if you see 5 or more people running, you're inclined to run too, because it's just human nature. We kind of follow the crowd because I don't know. That's biology, that's science. This is just behind the curtains, so we're not going to dive into that today. You see this mostly on videos themselves, and they reel you in when they tell you that, hey, I have this great opportunity for you to learn so much from this amazing giant in the industry that has over millions in businesses and has stocks and is making millions every single day. But for you, I will give that to you for $5.99. Or you just have to follow me and join my free webinar down below.
At the time, the ads that I was seeing on Instagram were advertising the price of this Kevin O'Leary live in Edmonton speaking engagement as like $5 or $10. I don't remember. I think it might have been $10.
Oh, wow. Just $5.99 or just $20.99? This is a steal. I may not have the complete money to pay my rent, but guess what I have? $20 to pay for this course right now, which will greatly change my life, which will make me make even more money, just so rent is no longer a problem. So what do? You pay that $20 and you register for that webinar. But while they are telling you that this course is free or is only $20, what are they doing? They're saying, hey, you have to get this now. And that's where the scarcity and urgency hook comes in, because scammers will tell you that the course is only available for a limited time or the spaces are running out fast, which creates a sense of urgency, making you feel like you need to act now or you're going to miss out for your entire life. And when you go to your website, they do have countdowns, which creates that sense of urgency, because in your head, you're thinking, if I don't get this now, I will never be able to get this again, and I will never be able to change my life. They even tell you in the webinars themselves that you have to do this now, because if you don't, you're going to regret it in the next 20 years, and it's crazy.
So I want to leave you with the last bit. And this is really important because my father died in an accident. So this was my last conversation I had with my father. And he said something that has stuck with me to that day. He said, hey, listen, I was losing all my money at the time when he died. And he said, listen, I don't want you to stop taking risks. I don't want you to stop trying. He goes, I never want you to live your life with a regret. And he said, I never want you to utter these words. I should have, I could have, I would have. And folks, I want you guys to take the little bit that I was able to share with you today. I want you to come to our booth because I want you to get the right education. I want you to start to think differently, and I want you to take action. Because if you take action now, it can change your financial futures forever and your family's financial futures. Guys, thank you very much. I appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
While all these are going on, one thing that people don't notice is that they are playing on your emotions. And so the promise of quick and basically low effort financial success or personal growth is incredibly appealing. And because, like I said, we all want to grow, we all want to improve in our lives, it's in our nature. They also use that to instill fear of missing out on a life-changing opportunity. They've got you in. You are now into the ball game. You've signed up for that free webinar. You have paid the $20 and you are now excited to learn a lot of things that you can learn from this free webinar on how to change your life, how to start your business, how to do things differently, just so you can improve your family and yourself. And then time for the webinar comes. You probably do an in-person event or you do an online event, which is probably an hour or 2 hours long. And what happens at that point? You're saying that, oh my God, I'm going to learn so much from this. And you start the webinar, which is usually pre-recorded, by the way, so it's not live. They use this webinar over and over and over again because it's something that they do yearly, unfortunately. And I have seen that because by the time the money runs out by the end of the year, they start ramping up to do for the next year again. Even if they should do a live event in person, they are not really saying anything in those webinars. So you're there for 2-3 hours waiting for the expert to come out, and everyone is just talking, or the people that are talking are just talking about how they used to be broke, but they changed their mindsets and mindset, and after they change your mindset, everything else changed. Or sometimes they give you really basic level advice, which you can find anywhere online, like just search it up on YouTube, and that's all you get, really. So you're there for an hour, 2 hours plus, and you're drained. You're tired because you've been probably sitting down, or you've been watching this for 2 hours and you're tired. Another hook comes in. Oh, you thought I was done? I'm not even close yet. Because you've put your money in it, you're more likely to commit to the full course again. And so what happens after the end of the webinar, they say, hey, I have more info for you that you can go home and basically change your entire life. I lived with this regret. My parents lived with this regret. People I know lived with this regret. And I told myself I would never live with a regret again. And what happens after that? They sell you $300, $500, or even up to thousands of dollars courses because they said, hey, you got value from this. You already put $20 of your money in, and you're like, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. You think you got value, but you're drained because you don't have energy. You're not really able to think critically and see how scammy this is. And so you say, you know what? I'm going to pay for that $500 course. I'm going to pay for that $300 course.
The last guy goes, all right, everyone, we're gonna have a short intermission and then we're gonna have Kevin O'Leary come up here. And if you like what you've heard so far and you wanna learn how to do it, we're selling tickets to our workshop where we can teach you how to do this and make a lot of money. During the intermission, you could go to these people that had iPads and sign up for their workshop to learn how to trade the stonks these guys were talking about for $1,300.
Which you do because it's a life-changing opportunity and you don't want this to leave you, because how was Bill Gates brought up, right? Exactly. Overload you with positive information or positive thoughts. So you see only the positives and none of the risks and the downsides of what you're actually getting into. Like I said, coupled with fatigue of staying there for 2-3 hours, watching a webinar where you basically got vague information from that you can search anywhere on the internet. Then they hit you with that you don't want to regret this. That being coupled with fatigue of watching that video or staying in that event for hours skews your critical thinking. And so you're saying, you know what? I put $20 in this. I feel like I got valuable information from this webinar. What more can I get? I want to take that risk. And so you end up paying up to thousands of dollars for another course. And that's where comes the upselling. You upsell them and then you keep upselling and keep upselling.
Only two ways to operate a business. Reduce costs, or increase sales. That's it. Only three ways to deal with the customer. Acquire a new one, upsell a current one, or make one buy more frequently. That's it.
One of the creators that I watched that actually inspired me to do this video, he went to a show like that in Edmonton, Canada. I believe that's where it is. He was able to experience it firsthand, and he basically said that the salespeople are really aggressive with your sales. Like, they come towards you and they're like, you know what? Open a new credit card so you're able to pay for this, because if you don't pay for it, you're gonna miss out. They go through these scammy methods, forcing you basically to open new lines of credits, knowing that you are down on your luck. You probably don't have money. That's why you paid, just so you can increase your lifestyle and increase your livelihood. But that's what they do. Fatigue and aggressive salesmen are not the best ingredients for good decision making. I only used Kevin O'Leary as honestly a good example of how these people pay. I believe Kevin O'Leary was paid for those events that he came to do, but they couple them and it's honestly a selling tactic. And you could even see when he mentions that, or rather one of the other sharks. I don't know his name, but that's him right there. Also, another thing that you need to know is that the reason why they seem successful is because they focus really, really heavy on marketing. They'll tell you that you always have to go all out into every investment that you're doing. If you have your last $1,000, use it to buy his course or use it to sign up for his masterclass. Sometimes they even up the ante and up the price by saying, you know what, you're already $3,000 deep. Here's another $20 master course that you can buy. It's an elite master course that you can buy. Be part of the big boys. Be part of the people that are making money. And what are they selling you? Nothing. I do want to stress this video by saying, and it's for anything really, if someone is selling you something and you don't necessarily know what someone is selling you, you are what's being sold. They're buying your money and you're buying you because you are the loser in that deal. I think it's something that people do need to keep an eye out for, and also keeping an eye out for family members. I personally don't know why companies like this give these people platforms, because at the end of the day, it's making them money. They really go heavy on advertising, they go heavy on marketing. So if they pay YouTube like, I don't know, $20,000 to do an ad for 3 days, that YouTube's getting $20,000, let's be honest. Not everybody that you feel like is an authority figure should be trusted. I think you need to use your judgment to basically fish out these things. If something seems too good to be true, then it definitely is too good to be true. If it smells fishy, it's probably a rotten fish that's just underneath the soil waiting to be dug up. I just wanted to put it out there. I do not condone courses that are like, let me teach you how to do this, let me teach you how to do that. I believe it's become the new scam. Another thing that I wanted to stress, especially when it comes to these courses, is that you've already spent $3,000, let's say you've already spent $25,000 just getting this course, and because it's a course, there really isn't any liability to them. If, let's say, you take the course and it doesn't work out for you like how they sell it to work out, they just say you're not working hard enough, you're not doing what we told you to do more, so you have to buy this other course to learn how to do what we told you to do more. And the upselling just keeps going and going and going, and before you know it, you're $50,000, $100,000 in debt. because of this course that they keep selling you. That is how they're making their money. That's how they're able to rent out cars to do the ads. That's how they're able to rent out jets, because they don't own those jets, obviously. They're able to rent out jets. That's how they're able to print out money to do this course. And so the funnel starts all over again. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this. I'm really curious to know what your perspective is. We need to talk about this more because it's just getting too much at this point. Like I said, if you do want me to do more topics like this, shoot me a DM or just email me, and I will look into this for you. With that being said, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye now.